Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about Six Sigma as well as several other topics for the PMP exam. Some of you are wondering, why am I talking about Six Sigma when we can't really find this topic in detail in the PMBOK guide? I'm looking at the PMP exam content outline dated June 2015. That's the current outline. It tells us topics such as continuous improvement, Lean, Kanban, Six Sigma, efficiency. These topics are on the PMP exam, and that's why we're looking at them today. Our first sample question. Your organization has been managing projects through the waterfall method. Now you are hearing terms such as Agile and Kanban. One idea that makes Kanban different from these other methods is, pause the video and answer the question. When I look at this question, I see the word waterfall, agile, but the question's really asking about Kanban. I ask myself, what do I know about a Kanban system? Well, first I know that I use one. And why do I use it? For many reasons, but really to help me visualize my workflow, to help me limit my work in progress. That way I don't have too many things going on at once. I know with a Kanban system, we use a pull system to pull items through, not push them through the system. Let's look at answer A, employing a pull system to move work through the process. The phrase pull system, I'm thinking A is a good answer, but let's keep going. B, planning work in time-boxed iterations. B makes me think of Agile, not Kanban. C, fully plan-driven work. This makes me think of waterfall. D, sequential, often overlapping phases. This makes me think of waterfall. Therefore, answer A is the best answer. Let's visualize a Kanban system. Here I have a simplistic view of mine. You'll notice, starting at the right, these are two videos I have just completed, one on emotional intelligence and one on cultural sensitivity. In progress, and with my Kanban system, I only allow two videos to be in progress at once, thus limiting my work in progress. Right now, we're working on the Six Sigma Lean video. Also, I'm working on the decision-making video. Towards the left, these are the next three videos I want to get started, but I'm not going to start them until I have finished one of these in progress and moved it to the complete column. Then I can take one of the items from the to start column and move it to in progress. For me, I only allow two items in progress at a time. Your number may be very different based on your environment. Your manager has just returned from a wonderful training class. He is recommending that we incorporate Kanban into our work. Kanban is a Japanese word meaning. Pause the video, answer the question. For me, a key phrase, Kanban, is a Japanese word meaning. Let's look at answer A, continuous improvement. If A was the best answer, I think the question would have used the word Kaizen. B, we see the word flexible. I associate flexible with agile, though I'm not implying that the two terms are interchangeable. C, signboard. That's what I think about with Kanban. It's visual. I can visualize my workflow. I use boards. Some people might say I use a card system. D, already decided that would be wrong. I relate this to the French phrase, fait accompli, which is a French phrase that we might use in the negotiating area related to questions on the PMP exam. Therefore, signboard is the best answer here. Your manager has a strong background in manufacturing. He suggests that you utilize lean concepts in managing your project. One example of a lean core concept is, pause the video and answer the question. I ask myself, what do I think about when I think about lean? Lean, certainly the key phrase, lean core concept, the key phrase in the question. When I think about lean, I think about manufacturing and eliminating waste. Right away, I think C is going to be the best answer. Let's see if we can eliminate some of the other answers. A, make decisions early. When I think about lean, we don't want to make decisions early. We want to make decisions as late as possible. As an example, reprioritizing the backlog, we want to do that as late as possible. I'm saying answer A is wrong. I don't like the word early. Answer B, optimize the individual parts. In this answer, I don't like the phrase individual parts. In lean, we try to optimize the whole, meaning we see or we look at the system as more than just the sum of these individual parts. C, eliminate waste, I think is the best answer for lean. D, deliver as late as possible. I don't like the phrase late or the word late. When I think of lean, I think deliver as early as possible, or often we hear the phrase deliver fast. We deliver fast so as to recoup our return on investment as early as possible. C here, eliminate waste would be the best answer. A core concept or idea of lean, eliminate waste, or you might say maximize customer value by eliminating waste. Your manager has just returned from a wonderful training class. He is recommending that we incorporate Kaizen into our work. Kaizen is a Japanese word meaning. Pause the video, answer the question. The key word or phrase in the question is Kaizen. When I think of Kaizen, I think of the phrase continuous improvement. As I skim the 4 answers, continuous improvement isn't one of the answers, but I ask which one is closest. A, change for the better. Yes, I would associate this with Kaizen. I'm thinking A is going to be the best answer. Let's keep going though. Eliminate waste. I would associate this with lean. Signboard, I would associate this with Kanban. Already decided, I would associate this with fait accompli. The only answer that's left is change for the better. You have a long list of items in the product backlog. Therefore, you must review the items in the backlog to ensure the backlog contains the appropriate items and that they are prioritized. This effort is known as, pause the video, answer the question. When I look at this question, they're talking about the appropriate items prioritized in the backlog. This effort is known as, well, I know this answer, this is an agile type idea. This idea is known as grooming the backlog, not inspecting, not adapting, not providing. Grooming the backlog, when I think about this, lots of things go on when we groom the backlog. For me, I think, are there any user stories that should be removed from the backlog? Are there new stories that should be created? Are the priorities okay, or should we change the priorities in the backlog? My list could go on and on. Grooming the backlog is the best answer. When I look at answer A, B, and D, those words sound very familiar to me. Inspections, adaptations, transparency. I associate those words with Scrum. Let's keep going. During your yearly performance review, your manager tells you that you are very efficient, but not very effective. Your management wants you to focus more on, pause the video, answer the question. When I look at the question, the key word here, efficient and then effective. Our management wants us to focus on being more effective. I ask myself, how might I define these words? Efficient, in my mind, is doing things correctly. Effective is doing the correct things. Let's look at answer A. Doing your work in the right manner. I relate that with efficiency. Getting the maximum output from the minimum input, that's efficiency. Fostering continuous improvement. Some of you may feel differently. I still associate this with efficiency, but maybe we'll leave C open. D, ensuring the actual output meets the needs of the customer. D, I would associate with effectiveness. And D, I really like the word output. When I think of effectiveness, it's getting the right things done. D, ensuring the actual output meets the needs of the customer. That's getting the right things done. For years, the quality group has found defect after defect in your processes. It has been decided to put a major focus on eliminating variability and improving processes. Most likely, your organization is interested in. Go ahead, pause the video, answer the question. When I look at this question, the key phrase for me, eliminating variability, another phrase, improving processes. Right away, I know most likely we're looking for the answer Six Sigma. Therefore, I think answer A, Six Sigma, is going to be the best answer. Let's look at other answers. Lean. When I think of lean, I think about maximizing customer value by eliminating waste. When I think about agile, with agile, we're not trying to eliminate variability. I cross that one right off. It just doesn't fit in this context. D, waterfall project management is about completing a project. Similar to agile, it doesn't fit in this context. Therefore, Six Sigma is the best answer. Again, it's the phrase eliminating variability that brings me to Six Sigma. Improving processes brings me to Six Sigma. This next question, I don't know if this question is too detailed for the PMP exam or not, but I'd rather us study a little bit too much than not enough and be surprised on the exam. Your organization has decided to implement DMADV. From your preparation for the PMP exam, you realize that DMADV usually focuses on. Pause the video and answer the question. For me, the key phrase DMADV, when I think about this idea, or you might call this a methodology, I think about a methodology applied to new processes or huge improvements of existing processes. But I really think of it as new processes. Let's look at answer A, continuous improvement of existing processes. I don't like the phrase existing processes. I'm going to cross it out. Correction. Correction is a reactive kind of word. I think of DMADV as more of a proactive idea. I'm going to cross B out. C, a limited few CTQs, critical to quality. Again, I associate that with existing processes. I'm going to cross it out. D, prevention. Prevention is proactive. Prevention, I associate new processes, designing new processes. I think D is the best answer. Let's take this a little further. There's two, I'll call them sub-methodologies we'll talk about right now of Six Sigma. DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, control. I think of this as improving an existing process. This is reactive. We focus on just a few CTQs, usually a shorter type idea. The question was asking about DMADV, define, measure, analyze, design, validate. I think a key word on the left side is the word improve, improving an existing process. On the right side, a key word is design, designing a new process. We look at all CTQs. This often takes longer. Will these ideas be on the exam? I don't know if they will or not. On the left, focus on the I, improve, therefore an existing process. On the right, focus on D, design, most likely a new process. Just for fun, let's throw in a math problem. You ask your engineer for estimates to complete his design activity. He says best case, he can complete it in 14 days. Worst case, he can complete the activity in 26 days. Most likely, it will take about 22 days. One standard deviation for these estimates is, pause the video and answer the question. In the question, we get best case, we get worst case, we don't need the most likely number, and then they're asking for one standard deviation. If I do the math, it comes to 2 days. Here's the equation. One standard deviation equals pessimistic minus optimistic divided by 6. Worst case is pessimistic, 26. Optimistic is best case, 14 divided by 6. 26 minus 14, 12 minus 6. The answer here is 2 days. The tricky part of the question is not asking you for PERT. I'm sure many of you did the PERT calculation. It's asking for one standard deviation. Will this equation be needed for the PMP exam? I don't know if it will or not. Again, I try a little bit overkill than underkill. Your organization is using both Lean and Six Sigma as process analysis techniques. While these two techniques complement each other, there are often disagreements between the Lean supporters and the Six Sigma supporters. One of the tenets of Six Sigma is the reduction of, pause the video, answer the question. Hopefully you already know the answer to this. We've already discussed it. When we think about Six Sigma, we're trying to reduce variability, which tells me answer D, variation and defects, most likely is going to be the best answer. Let's look at the other answers though. Extra processes, extra features, wait time. Do you know what these are related to? These are examples of 3 of the 7 wastes that we think about when we think about Lean. A, B, and C are related to Lean. D is the answer related to Six Sigma. Again, why did we take these topics today? Because the exam content outline tells us these topics could be on the PMP exam regardless of if they're in the PMBOK guide. These ideas are covered in my book. Make sure you're using it. These ideas are covered in the self-study program or the online workshop, whichever you're part of. I hope this helped you today. Thank you.